Alright, so let's see what we have here, boys and girls. I got a package the other day. When I look at this, it's a planisphere that actually is an album. I did order 2 of these. I haven't opened them yet. We will see what they look like. So let's open this one up. Take off the plastic. So this is the first time that I've done anything with these, as you see. This one still has the plastic on it. I opened this one up here. So let's pull this out of here. See exactly what we have. So this is the album. And one thing I do notice is there is some damage to this sleeve. You can see right here. So I found out about this particular album from a YouTube channel guy named Dereck Higgins. And just below his name, that's his YouTube name. That's what he goes by, Dereck Vaughn. And then I show the YouTube channel URL. And the particular video that had a portion about this, when he mentioned about this particular planisphere, was from Sunday, October 13th, 2019. And if you want to order this, the I give the website from the numeral group where to purchase this. I bought both. I bought 2 albums, and I also bought the MP3 versions. Before I go any further, maybe I'll describe what a planisphere is for those that don't know. Here's one that I have, and this thing is, I don't know where I got this. First printing, 1958. This is the 5th edition. I must have got this when I was a kid somewhere. I don't know where. But this is the oldest one that I have. And the way these work is, let's say, let's go to November. Let's see, what time is it here? At midnight. So let's go November 1. So midnight is right here. You see November. The first is going to be right there. So we'll turn it to November 1st at midnight. So now if you're outside at midnight, what you would do is you would hold this. This is, as it shows, north, east, south, and west. So what you would do is you'd hold this up over your head. If you're facing north, hold this up over your head, this pointing north. So with this pointing north, okay, if north was to my hand that's out, here's north on the planisphere. You would tip it upside down, You would have north to north, now you're east, south, and west. And then you just simply look up at the chart, and this will show you your horizon all around and what constellations are visible. And as you can see, as you would rotate this throughout the night, I'll be going the other direction here. So here we are at November 1st at 4 a.m. And as you can see, you could rotate this through a 24-hour period, and you would see what stars are visible, what constellations from your from where you are located. And this will help the novice locate the constellations. And all of them are made for a given area, a given area of latitude. This one says all the constellations around the north celestial pole visible at latitude 40 degrees north are shown on the chart. And so basically, this horizon obviously changes. The higher up you go, this is the north, so here's your Big Dipper. Here's the Big Dipper here. So the further north you go, your horizon would drop, meaning that the Big Dipper, there'd be more sky between the Big Dipper and the horizon. But the closer you get to the equator, now the horizon will move up and these stars will start to disappear, and likewise stars here will appear. So that's why these can only be made for a given area. And these are probably good 5-10 degrees plus or minus. But and then again, it gives you an idea so that the novice can locate the constellations. Now, as I said, they all come in the variety of shapes, sizes. Some are laminated, some are just regular, like a heavier paper, kind of cardboard type. This is 16 inches in diameter and very, very heavy. Stuff like this would work great outside when you have moisture. And again, same principle applies as to how this works. This particular one, Guide to the Stars, is good for latitudes 30 to 60 degrees north. Now this particular one is just like the last one, a little bit, it's got to be the same company, but this one has David Levy on it, David Levy, and famous astronomer. And I actually met him, or ran into him, I should say, in Aruba in 1998 for a total solar eclipse. And got his autograph. Real nice guy. And so, again, obviously the same company, and they just changed a few things around, and this one is being promoted by David Levy. And these are nice because they're heavy duty. I really recommend something like this for outside because you get nights of a lot of moisture. You can set them down, you can wipe them off. Really the only way to go, in my opinion, is something that is a laminated. This one was put out by the National Geographic Society. This little one is interesting because here, this shows the northern hemisphere. You flip it around and you have the southern hemisphere. So you've got 2 in 1. And it's another good example of a laminated planisphere. This particular one has a separate little scale that you can rotate that has degrees marked off on it. This is another nice example of a really heavy planisphere, laminated. This particular one has different scales on it. Real nice planisphere right here. And lastly, as an example, because I thought it was important to show you guys the different kinds, just so that you get an idea. There's a lot of them out there. They all do the same thing. They might have a little bit different ways of doing it as far as the information on them and the visibility. But this particular one closely actually mimics what this particular album Planisphere has on it, the way it's designed. So I thought I'd leave this one for last, show you this, and then that way when we get to the album you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a two-sided planisphere. Okay, so the reason for that, there's a little less distortion. So what I've got here is I've got November 1st at midnight. And again, as I described how you would hold this up to look, okay, then you see that on November 1st at midnight, on the northern horizon, you've got the Big Dipper just starting to come up, okay, because as we turn this, as we go through the hours, now here's November 1st at 1 a.m. Notice the Big Dipper. Now we're going to go to November 1st at 2 a.m. and now at 3 a.m. So everything else would work the same. You hold this up, east, west, and south, but it only goes so far to the south. Here you see the constellation Orion. Okay, now when you flip it over, it actually has the southern part. So the way this would work is you would now hold this up over your head, and with your head looking up, this would be south. Here's your southern horizon. Now you see Orion up here on November 1st at 3 a.m. and by doing this in two sections, you get a better feel for the constellations in that southern part, and then over here more in the northern. So this is exactly the way this one is designed, so that's why I wanted to show you this. So here you have the actual album out of the sleeve, and this is the A side, and you see the Big Dipper there. All the constellations are labeled. So A side is the northern hemisphere. When you flip this over to the B side, it's actually the stars of the southern hemisphere. So very interesting. Didn't know that. So this is the sleeve for the record album. Just tells you how to do it. And depending on what hemisphere you're using, you would put it in the proper side. And like I said with that last planisphere that I showed you here, I had the two sides for the north and the south. That's how this is. This would be your north, and this would be your south. So that's why I wanted to show you that. Also, just to make sure that if you're on daylight saving time, you subtract 1 hour from the time when you go to adjust your dial. Okay guys, here you see the track list. I'm on my computer, And the third song is from Dereck Higgins, the YouTube guy. 9 tracks on this particular LP. This is the MP3 versions that I bought. And so I really like the songs in this album. I like the kind of music. I'm just going to play a few seconds of Dereck Higgins' song, the third track, Dream Music, and just to get a little bit of a taste. Like I said, I like the album. I like the design philosophy. All you astronomy geeks are gonna love this. I bought 2 of the LPs because I'm going to have the one framed. So I'll play just a few seconds of this so you get a little bit of a flavor. You can go up on their site where you order it, and you can listen to parts of it. So anyways, I just thought it's quite unique the way they've marketed this album. I've never seen anything like it, and just extremely unique, and I really like the idea of it. I like the music.